Okay, welcome to Listen Up Santa Paula Special Edition.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're freaking some people out right now because they're going, wait a minute, is it Wednesday?
It's our second special edition. First one was social services.
It was. We were outside. Yeah.
I was remote from Lake Casitas too.
You were.
I actually am in Lake Casitas. I drove in specially for the chief.
So this is not a remote right now. You're actually,
Yeah.
You're here because we can tell because we can see the Friday Shot Day show behind you.
Yeah.
So do not adjust your dial. Do not adjust your volume. This is the way we sound.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We're going to be back because we have a special guest, Chief Aguilar, will be with us. And this is going to be the police edition.
Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
There's so much going on in your community that even in this age of information, it's tough to keep up. This show will help. It's all about what's new, what's happening, and what's out there. So if you're ready, sit back and listen up, Santa Paula.
All right, I'm ready. Oh, we are getting half of Chief.
Oh, let's adjust our camera here.
There you go.
All right. Nice. All right.
So welcome, Chief. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on today.
I know you have now officially been on the show more than Jonathan Royas has.
Wow. I feel privileged.
Yeah.
I feel privileged.
He was originally our co-host when we started this, and he made one episode?
Yeah, maybe two.
He calls in once in a while, though.
He does.
So, yeah.
He calls in, but he's calling, not realizing he's calling into the show. He just happens to be calling.
Yeah. And
then we make him go on the show. So anyway, so we got some exciting things coming up.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. I'm glad to be on here again just to talk about a few things. First of all, I just want to let everyone know that next Friday, August 23rd, from 6 to 8:30 p.m. in the evening, we're having our national night out to get all of our community, our residents, parents, kids out to come out to the Veterans Park, which is right in front of City Hall there on Ventura Street and 10th Street. And, the pandemic kind of curbed a lot of activities that were going on with Neighborhood Watch before. And now we're out of the pandemic and we're trying to reestablish our Neighborhood Watch and our community partnerships. So it's a great opportunity for us to have all of our staff. We have a couple of great
Okay. Apologize about that for that brief delay. We are still live, which means I'm going to have to edit that video.
Oh, we stayed live then,
I
huh?
stayed live.
Wow.
All right.
Well,
So we had some technical difficulty there. Chief was talking, and his dynamic personality and everything just like freaked the computer out and it shut down. So you scared it.
All right.
Yeah.
his authority, just his
All right.
voice.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It's a very commanding voice.
That's
and,
right.
Wow.
Yeah, all you have to do is say freeze, and it's like done. Anyway, so Chief, why don't you start over from the beginning? On
Yes.
that, because I'll take that whole block out.
Well, that was good. That was a good take one for me. So
There
we'll
you
do
go.
take two. Now, I just wanted to invite all of our residents, parents, kids out to National Night Out. That's next Friday, August 23rd from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. It's basically to reconnect and build our partnerships with the community, especially over the last several months. We've been doing our neighborhood watch meetings. We've had 3 meetings already. It's been great. We get great feedback. And it's not so much what we have to offer, it's being good listeners in the community and responding to concerns and providing some long-term resolutions. So that builds up to National Night Out. All the police departments across the country have been doing these meetings or these events this whole month. So our turn is August 23rd. We'll have a canine display. There'll be 3 different demonstrations during that time. We have information booths from a lot of our public safety partners. We have the fire department showing up, our county probation, our county behavioral health,
Balloon animals.
and food and drinks will be there. So we have hamburgers and hot dogs, and we'll have some booths and good stuff for the kids, jolly jumps, just all kind of good stuff. We just want people to come and join us. It's a free event.
That's great. And balloon animals will have there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't get that little subtle.
No, I'll just let you. Yeah, add to that.
There
Just-
you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah. That's a great event.
So what
though.
time is the event from?
6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Friday, August 23rd, and we've had a couple of phenomenal sponsors for this, bringing this back. It's the Santa Paula Police Officers Association and also the Santa Paula Police and Canine Foundation. So we're excited. We've been out of the pandemic for a while, and it's good to get back and reconnect with our communities and just invite them out. There's a lot of good information that could come out from our partners that are going to come and have booths to provide information from various disciplines of not just public safety, but community organizations and public organizations.
Speaking of the pandemic, did you see on the news the county in New York that has their council has banned masks unless it's for health issues or requirements or anything like that? They
Wow.
banned the public use of masks.
Interesting.
They were having too many people were committing crimes and committing violent acts and everything with the masks on.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so unless it's a requirement or a health issue, the police can stop you and tell you to remove the mask.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. I was just on the
full circle.
I was just on an airplane the other day, and many of us are still wearing masks. There's the COVID. There's still COVID remnants
Right.
or strains
Yeah.
out there, and people are still getting sick. It's obviously a lot
Yeah.
lesser of significance as far as the effects, but people still have that option when they're traveling amongst a lot of larger groups of people together in small places.
Yeah,
Right.
we still do that when we travel on a plane. Put a mask on. I mean, it doesn't hurt,
Yeah.
anyway, because you're in a plane for a long time breathing everybody's air, and you never know. So
That's why I never get sick anymore, because my immunity is like,
Yeah.
because I take it in. You're sick, breathe on me, brother.
Yeah. So
Give me
Chief,
those germs.
so when was the last time we had a national night out? I don't quite remember. It was before the pandemic, right? And you weren't around
Yes,
during that time, but,
yes.
yeah.
It had to have been before the pandemic, and lots of planning go into it.
Yeah.
But this whole National Night Out thing began in like 1984
Yeah.
with just people going out on their porches, turning their lights on, and sitting down in a chair and letting everybody know that everybody's participating. But this has grown over the years across the country to now it's festivals and events, and we want to make this special this year just to let everybody know that we value the community, and we want to continue to build trust, and it's really, really, really important. Real quick, back on your comment about the mask. If just for any of those people out there who deviant minds who want to commit crime, we will still find you if you even have a mask on. So we have ways of doing that.
Mask
So
or not.
I'm not going to advocate or encourage any of that activity.
Yeah.
There you go. So is this National Night Out? Is it normally sponsored by the police department?
It's normally sponsored by groups in the community, and the chamber also sponsors some things with it. So we look for those partnerships to build, and those are from sponsorships. We'll have some gift cards and some gifts to donate out to the crowd that shows up. But it's a build of a partnership of not just the police department. It's organizations that want to come forward and promote these good positive relationships and experiences.
So in our city, the police department is the one who's kind of coordinating it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we coordinate it, and then we have our sponsorships who are helping provide support, whether it be to help for food or games, jolly jumps, those kind of things. Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah.
You know, one of the things that there are two things that really struck me about Santa Paula. Doing these shows and these interviews and the videos that I've been doing. One is the building and safety. Dan what?
Building safety, James, right?
No, the one that works under him for the code enforcement.
Oh, code enforcement. Yeah, Dan.
I forget what his last name is. But one of the things that he said is when you come to building and safety, it's not about saying no. It's about saying yes. And then working through the process to get to that yes. And I thought, you know, there are so many cities that it's like, you know, it's like insurance. No, we're denying your claim. Well, what do you mean? I really need this. No. Complain some more. No. Complain some more. Okay, we'll give it to you. But this city is all about the yes. And the other thing that strikes me is a lot of police departments are, you know, about protecting and serve, but it's more about protecting, and you know, this department is really about serving. And I think that's remarkable that, you know, we have a police department, one, that you're so openly accessible, and that, you know, the police department is truly there to serve, and yeah, it's got to protect, but serve comes first. Mm-hmm. And
absolutely. Engagement is so important to us in building the trust here. Those are things we can always continue to build on. When I first got here, I spoke to all of our officers and staff, and I said, here's something that I have to propose to you, and I need you to carry this out and support my mission. And that is, it's not about we can't or we won't. It's about we can and we will. And so there's not a day that goes by these days that I don't get a compliment from a resident or a business owner about the positive social skills that we're using right now to talk to everybody out there. And that's so important. It can be even on cruise night. I had someone, we were at a cruise night. I'm out there at all the cruise nights. The commanders out there, our officers are out there, and our officers take time to, I don't tell them to do this. They take time to go out and talk to people, because that's the voice of the community we have to share, and we all work together to reduce crime, to make life safe and comfortable for us here in the city.
I just had a compliment about the police department yesterday. I was talking to somebody, and they were talking about some of the new officers, and they're like, they are so nice. They were very approachable, and they're like, we just had a conversation with them, and so and this is a person that's pretty well known in the community, and they're just like really happy with what's going on. And I see it too. I mean, you have a lot of great new officers, and you know, I just look at it, it's like there's it's a positive in the community policing that you guys are doing right now. It really, really is. And our businesses downtown, they're starting to see that too, and they're understanding that, and they're trying to support as much as best they can. Yeah.
So I was in a particular city. I won't name the city, but I was in a particular city, and there was a police officer standing in front of this building and just watching people. And I was looking for a business, and I could not find it. I just kept walking up and down that street. I couldn't find it. So I went to the officer and I said, excuse me, officer, can I ask you, do you know where this is? And he looks at me. He's like, come on, man. Look at all these people around here. You think I got time to give you directions?
Wow.
And I was like, okay. Here, I'm most certain that if I walked up to a police officer and said, "Hey, can you tell me where, Santa Paula Trading Company is?" He'd be like, "Yeah, just go 2 more blocks down this way. It's on your left."
No, that's a great contrast to mention, and I love walking down Main Street and just talking to people, and whether it be in English and or use my best Spanish skills that I can. It's super important just to say hi, just to say welcome, to say how's your day going? Good, have a good afternoon, and those are just important things. And then and we always need to make that effort because we have to be the ones to be able to set that first comment out there just to break the ice. That's super important. It's not about keeping the windows rolled up in the black and white police cars all the time. It's getting out and talking to people, and that's one of our jobs.
Yeah. How's staffing doing right now?
I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah.
Staffing is good. We're near fully allocated for officers. We're in the process of making a couple more promotional recruitments for sergeant and senior officer. Once we make those, they'll create a couple more positions on the bottom to hire entry level or academy complete or whatnot. So we're going well. We have a lot of staff that's finishing training on patrol. We still have a small wave of those still on field training. So once they get off training, we'll be able to start to replenish our detective bureau and completely fill that. We're already replenishing it now, and then special enforcement will follow. And we also have a traffic car. We want to fill that position to help build our traffic management plan for the police department and be very, very attentive to where our accidents are happening, school zones, issuing tickets for areas that are high in traffic collisions and those kind of things. So it's very important to us.
That's a huge positive compared to 8 months ago.
Yes, super positive.
You guys have done a great job restaffing and stuff. And when I was at my office yesterday, I saw several police cars, and there's 2 officers in each car. So I'm assuming that's the training that's going on right now, right? To make sure
that's correct. And what was great when we had the staffing trying to build up, when we had those 2 officers in those cars, it's always good, even though they're on training, it's always good to have the extra staffing out there, right? And handle calls that, maybe you have your second officers there instead of having to wait for another one. Yeah. So, we're focusing on, as we get staffing back, assured that our response times are good for our priority 1, which is our 911 calls, emergency calls. We want to get there as fast as we can and with the staffing that we need to.
Good. And you mentioned about Neighborhood Watch program. I know we're trying to rebuild that. How's that going? Right?
Yes, well, thanks to our police volunteers and those who have actually worked Neighborhood Watch in these community positions at the police department before. We have retirees. We have police volunteers who are involved with us, helping us reignite those meetings. And as I said, we have had 3 meetings already. Fantastic. We recently had our first meeting at Harvest, first ever Neighborhood Watch meeting. Wow, it was well attended, probably at least 40 people. A lot of concerns are out there, and it was just a good place to establish connection and say, yes, we hear you, we're going to respond. And so since that meeting, we have responded. We want to make sure we're attentive to all the areas in the city, mobile home state parks or other neighborhoods. It's been great just to meet people. I'm there for every meeting. So is the commander, and our community volunteers are there who organize these meetings. And we want to continue to establish those as we move ahead. So it's just not about only looking at what crime is on a map on the computer, on the website, or nextdoor.com, but it's getting out there and really getting the feel of, hey, how can we help you? Graffiti was a big concern a few months ago. It still is to us. Since then, we've been to a couple of neighborhood meetings, and we've cleaned up a couple of things. We make sure our graffiti abatement officer is working together with our community service officer so we can follow up with investigations and start making arrests. And that's exactly what we've been doing. And we're going to continue to put that pressure to get those people to stop doing graffiti, and we want our community to be beautiful, and we have the resources to do that here, and we'll continue to push at it.
Yeah, it's gone down quite a bit in the last month or so. I've noticed that. Yeah.
So now that you're almost fully staffed, has crime reduced and things of that nature?
In January to about June, we saw a decrease in our violent crime, which was good. And so some of the violent crime that was happening were we had lots, domestic violence calls where battery with injuries were happening.
those are considered violent crimes when they have injuries. So our domestic violence calls kind of went down. So subsequently, our violent crimes went down. So the only things that went up were our property crimes, which are, thefts from vehicles, or, our stolen vehicles went up in January, but we got those to tail off, and now they're back to either zero for the month of July and whatnot. So property crimes, we just want to make sure everybody knows, lock your cars. Don't leave things of value in plain view. Put them in your trunk, secure them, and those kind of things. And if you do that, I think you're going to really bring a deterrent to those who are out there lifting door handles in neighborhoods, which we've had. We want to make sure we deter those, and they can lift the door handles all they want, but if the car is locked,
So
we're going to be good.
property crime tends to be more of a crime of opportunity.
Correct, and that's not just this community; it's communities everywhere
Yeah.
with other community concerns that are going on in all these other cities. The same thing with us, but we just keep tell our residents, do your part, make target harden your house, your vehicle, so that you will not be a victim.
Okay. So people are pretty much going around going, nope, lock, nope, lock, nope. Oh, it's open. So
Correct.
That's the one. Okay.
Yeah, we've had those in a few neighborhoods where we've actually had video too, where residents are nice enough to share it with us. We'll put that information out, and so that people are aware. Hey, call. And those are things where you're talking about crimes in progress. People lift door handles. That's an attempt to get into a car, attempt burglary or a theft. That's a 911 call. We want people to call 911. It gets us there faster than calling the business line.
Cool.
There's some exciting things at City Hall too with your police department. So what's going on there?
City Hall. Oh, you're talking about construction?
Construction.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
This has been, months in the making. Our police department is going under phase one of its renovation, and to better serve our community. And that starts off with our construction on the front end of the building on 10th Street, which is, we're going to push out our public lobby to provide a better, larger space of access for our customers. And the Records Bureau is going to get some more target hardened windows installed so that we can be a safer facility as well. And so it will also involve new flooring throughout the main hallways and areas of the station this phase.
Yeah.
There's some demolition that's going on inside. So our detective bureau is going to be rehoused to inside the station and not outside in the detective trailer.
Yeah.
So even though this is only the first phase, it's amazing. It's great. And, with all of our new staffing, even the staffing that's been here quite a long time, it really is a morale booster to let them know that, hey, you've been waiting for this for a long time. Let's do this. We also have our fencing project, which is covering and enclosing our parking lot at the City Hall, and that's for safety, not just for our police employees, but also for the city staff. It's huge. And I know people that heard that this was going to happen 30 years ago, and they've been waiting ever since. So I took pictures and said, hey, here it is, it's happening, and it's a good reason to be happy. We're inconvenienced a little bit. We had to move out of the police station into some other buildings, community development, and in our detective office trailer, but the bottom line is the pain is temporary because the benefits are forever when it gets done. So it's great.
Yeah. And
Kind of like the Harvard project.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
exactly. And I never understood why there wasn't a higher priority to put a fence around it, because it's a safety issue. And I don't get that, why that never was a priority for the city. And I'm glad it's happening now.
It is, because we get foot traffic through there,
Yeah.
and not necessarily people who are seeking service. We've had people I've seen them drive off of 10th Street through the parking lot just to get over to Mill Street as a shortcut,
Oh, yeah.
and at high speeds, like safety issues.
Mhm.
So we want to make sure we provide a safe environment for all of our city employees.
Yeah, because we have to protect our like I said, city employees, our officers and stuff too. Yeah, because at middle of the night, I mean, that place is not the best area sometimes, and it's
Which is funny because it's the police department right there.
Yeah, it's lit fairly well, but there are still some pockets of low light, and so that's everywhere though. We always try to make it better.
No, but it's great to see what's going to happen. So hopefully we get phase 2 done quick.
Yeah, if you see you may see on Ventura Street in front of City Hall our mobile command post. It's not because we're working on an incident. It's because our operations for patrol are operating out of there.
Yeah.
So our patrol briefings and any specialized briefings with our community partners, like we did backpack medicine yesterday, servicing our unhoused community. Our officers work together with public health, and which is a monthly operation, and they came in and briefed in there. So our mobile command post is fantastic. It doesn't matter how old or new it is. It serves what we need the purpose for, and it's been great. So it's rejuvenated us to know that we have equipment we can still use on in other operations.
So real quick before we call it a day, so we now have Wednesday through Sunday. We have security downtown,
Yes.
and how's that working out?
Well, with the support of our business owners community, we've hired a security on a pilot program for 6 months to help reduce or mitigate any issues that may happen in the peak hours, 4 p.m. to midnight, Wednesday through Sunday, I think. That way, any issues that show up, they report to us. They have daily reports they report in. We observe those. If there's an issue that they have with a continuous problem with trespassing or whatnot, or public nuisance, they let us know. We go out there and follow up with the enforcement part of it. And so it's a good partnership. I hope it works out and we continue to have good eyes and ears out there on cruise night too, or any event, or even just during the week, Wednesday through Sundays. It's awesome to have out there. So it's another good support that the business owners and the chamber is supported, and it's awesome. So I think so far it's worked out okay, but we'll continue to evaluate and see the value in it.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I want to thank our community for being patient with us. Good government is getting things done, and if it's projects to make our police department better, or if it's Harvard Boulevard to make the streets better, that's progress. And I have to commend our council, our executive teams, and all of our city staff and police employees for getting through these parts and getting these projects done. I think that over the years you may not have seen the trend of the amount of projects getting done in a year's time, but this year has been a strong year for all of our staff, and we get support from the chamber and all of our sponsors throughout the city that help us get this done too. So it's a team project, and I'm super happy to see all the progress that's going on.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to support the police department too. We love working with you.
It's awesome.
Yeah. We're going to do an upcoming Coffee with the Cops soon too, so we'll be announcing that. That's kind of a new program that we're doing with them also. So
nice.
Our first one was very successful.
Yes.
So now we're going to continue that. So yeah,
we need to do a Dr. Pepper with the cops.
I'm game for that. If they have cherry Dr. Pepper with the cops, I'm there for that too.
Yeah.
Can you warm it up and make it more like a tea or something?
Well, thank you, Chief, for coming out.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate your
time. Pleasure doing a special episode for a worthy cause.
Once again, National Night Out.
National Night Out, Friday, August 23rd, 6 to 8:30 p.m. Veterans Park. Bring all the residents, parents, bring the kids, fun food and games and all kinds of excitement and displays.
And everything's free.
And it's all free.
You don't want to miss it.
It's all free.
That's awesome.
And
there'll be balloon animals.
Yep.
Yeah, balloon animals. Balloon animals. Balloon animals.
Can you make it into like a police officer hat?
Balloon animals.
I'm sure you could.
That would be so cool. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Chief. Appreciate you being here.
Magicians.
Thank you both. We'll see you on the next time.
Magicians.
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 Balloon animals.
Oh, okay. All right, everybody. We will talk to you all. We'll be back next Wednesday for our regular episode of Listen Up Santa Paula. Thank you all. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Don't forget, cruise night is tonight.